G'day everyone, Jason Nunn with the Friday Fishing Report, proudly brought to you by Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street, Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine dealer. Absolutely sensational day down here on the lake. Flat, doesn't get any flatter guys, there is just no wind. Today you'll get that nor'wester a little bit later and probably go a little bit of northerly, maybe even nor'east this afternoon. Tomorrow, the last day before it unfolds again guys, we're going to see nor'west in the morning, around about 10, 11 knots they say, turning to a northerly of similar pace later in the afternoon. But then we get that west nor'wester on Sunday, rain coming Sunday, and then that'll continue right through next week with some swell through the middle of the week and persistent sou'easters really for the next 5 days. So, you know, we're not going to really see much improvement until possibly next weekend. So, take advantage of today and tomorrow, because after that, it's gone. Give you a bit of heads up on what's been going on. A few guys venturing out wide to have a look for some yellowfin to see what's been going on. Uphill current out off our part of the coastline at the moment. A few of the boys have got out to 2,000 fathoms this week, but nothing. A bit of bait, a bit of birds, but no yellowfin at all. I think the best water is to the north. The uphill current on the big upwelling is basically coming out on really just tad north of Nelson's Bay, and there's a downhill current. So both of those currents are colliding through, and in the middle of that there's a patch of water around about 32.48, 32.45, thereabouts for those guys that know where it is. 800 to 1,200 fathoms looks really good. 0.3 to 0.5 are not a current. So that would be the area, if you're going to go, you'd basically try to get to. But nothing really off our part of the coast at present. Tomorrow, no doubt, and all this afternoon, I think there's some great advantages to get out this afternoon. The farm, some really nice snapper along the farm, but we've been getting reports of some longfin perch down south and kings, although a few of the guys are watching some Facebook edits this week, having a lot of trouble with sharks basically down there on those kings. Live baiting the kings opposed to jigging seemed to be a little bit better, but kings, perch, and some really nice reds, and there's been some really nice trag mixed in with them in that deeper water. On the inshore, still the odd bonito around surprisingly enough, but on these reefs in close, a lot of squire in there at the moment. So a lot of fish, you know, 32s to 45. So that nice pan-sized fish mixed in with some nice tailor on those inshore reefs. And of course, a bit of a mixture now, looking at brim as well, and the flathead are still there. But if you're thinking about going off Swansea into that 50 metre out on the gravel looking for some flathead, do not. 17.6 degrees, green toads, just eat you alive. So I know the slender boys went out there, just got hounded by them, but got a good mix of fish back in off Cavesy there, and tailor up to around about 56 centimetres in length. So some really, really good fish on those inshore reefs. And those inshore reefs right up through Merriweather, and of course, if you can, even tomorrow morning, up around Broughton Island. That'll be the pick prior to the blow, so you may see a little bit of a bite as that basically comes through. On the beaches, I just spoke to Josh Brewer, he's up there having a fish on the beach up at Belmont. Salmon, there's a big school of salmon working the beach at the present moment as we speak actually. So he's been amongst the salmon this morning, a few dart, just got a nice tailor. So there's some nice mixed fish happening on the beach. No brim as yet, but tailor salmon, and those tailor salmon will be right along the coast, right up through the Stockton area, and of course even up towards Teagarden. So, you know, coastally salmon and tailor. Last weekend, of course, on particularly last Friday, there was a few guys in Salts Bay, and Saturday and Sunday. There's been a patch of fish, not a lot of fish, but there's been an okay patch of fish on the inside of the sunken wall. But they sort of waned off a little bit as we started to move to the latter part of the week. And a lot more fish, I think, went back out along the break where there was a few guys catching them there and back around to the beaches. The fish that I seen sort of last week that were down towards Marks Point dropout and was thick as anything, they've moved as well. But I know a good mate of mine, Shane's Banks, was out there yesterday. Salmon, tailor down near Pulborough off Wanchee Point there, mixed in with a few flathead. So we're starting to see those fish really blend in now, and there's been some really nice flathead caught up this part of the lake, particularly, you know, up towards Toronto, Bolton Point and back across to Valentine. There's been some really nice fish getting caught there. But you've got to find the right schools, and really guys, you've got to get out a little bit earlier, I think, to get on top of these fish, or fish later. All the reports are middle of the day has been a bit of a doldrum. Of course, this Saturday is the last quarter of the full moon, and that's what we want to see. Next weekend, we're going to move into the new moon, going into that dark cycle. We'll start to pick up some of these tides. Tomorrow, of course, you've got that low tide, a bit after 8 o'clock, might be about 10 past 8. But tomorrow afternoon, that 2:40 high tide. So those tides now are going to start to keep on creeping by, about 50 minutes approximately each day. But it's unfortunate that the weather's going to fall apart on Sunday into next week. But hopefully I'll have something a bit more positive to say as we get into our report next weekend. Got to get out there, guys. I reckon this afternoon, if you're going to get on the lake, take advantage, get a few of these tailor, a few of these salmon, but some really nice flatheads, still some nice mulloway around. And a few of the boys, talking to Wayne Flanagan through the week, when they've been jigging some of these flathead around, they've been getting some really nice squid, some quite large lake squid in amongst when they're jigging some of the flathead. So just get out there and move around a little bit. And it's not too late to put a crab pod in, but you'll need to get it out before the next blow. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend. We did this as a take two. We tried to do a report yesterday about a malfunction. A couple of the guys up there did a bit of a live watch with me up and watching back at Swansea Hedge, which was pretty fun. And the sea at the moment, flat. Get out there, enjoy today, enjoy tomorrow. It's all going to go to crap. See you next Friday.